What the Transgender Executive Council repeatedly said in denying the request was simply that she needed to maintain her hormone levels. That was the repeated justification for the denial of transfer. But the petitioner had reached full female hormone levels before even being incarcerated. At the time, the district judge in Indiana who sentenced the petitioner requested that she be placed in a women's facility. Her hormones were entirely female at that point, and so the decision by the Transgender Executive Council to deny the transfer request based on this idea that it was only because her hormones needed to be consistent and stabilized, I found was a pretext, but they never once said she cannot be transferred because of violence.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Hot News Today. Today's video dives into a fiery exchange from the Senate Judiciary Committee, a clash that's got people talking across the country.
Judge Netburn, there was an opportunity during your exchange with Senator Cruz that you were attempting to offer a response relative to the conditions under which this petitioner was unsafe in the facilities in which she was being held. I'd like to offer you the opportunity to finish that response.
So the facts that were presented to me and what I relied on to make my decision were that the petitioner had engaged in no violence, no physical violence, no acts of sexual violence whatsoever while in custody. All three wardens who supervised the petitioner requested that she be transferred to a women's facility because of her serious medical needs. In addition, the Bureau of Prisons' longtime medical provider testified at a 2-day hearing in my courtroom and recommended that the petitioner be transferred because of her serious medical needs.
Senator John Kennedy was a second round of questioning for Judge Netburn after she gave what he and others argue was contradictory testimony. What followed was a political standoff loaded with accusations of perjury, cover-ups, and procedural power plays. Let's break it down, because this wasn't just another routine hearing.
Madam Chair.
Ms. Newman.
Thank you.
I have a point of order, Madam Chair.
Yes, Senator Kennedy.
Madam Chair, with respect, you allowed the witness to go at length and to change her testimony without her being subject to cross-examination. Are you going to allow us to have a second round of questioning?
No, Senator Kennedy.
What are you trying to cover up here?
There is no cover-up, and Mr. Padilla, Senator Padilla, you'll be allowed the 30 seconds remaining left.
I want to appeal the ruling of the chair.
Thank you. I'd like to hear the
I would like to
responses
appeal.
from the two
Madam
witnesses
Chair, I have
remaining.
a point of order. I'd like to appeal the ruling of the chair. You allowed a
Your point of order was offered and responded to,
and I appeal the ruling of the chair and call for a roll call vote. You allowed a witness, let me state my case.
Sure.
With respect. You allowed a witness to go on for 4 or 5 minutes, change her testimony, knowing full well that neither Senator Cruz nor I could cross-examine her about her perjury.
Senator Kennedy, would you allow the witnesses to finish responding to my question, and then we can act on your request?
And I think
Senator
we should
Kennedy.
have a second round.
Senator Kennedy.
And I am appealing the ruling of the chair.
This was a masterclass in political theater and maybe a bit of judicial gaslighting. So here's the deal. During her confirmation hearing, Judge Sarah Netburn responded to a line of questioning from Senator Ted Cruz. She began explaining her ruling in a controversial case involving the transfer of a transgender inmate. Now, according to her testimony, there was no concern of violence cited by the Bureau of Prisons when she ruled the petitioner should be moved to a women's facility. But, in her written report, that the Bureau had cited concerns about protecting female inmates from potential sexual violence and trauma. That contradiction is what had Kennedy and Cruz demanding a second round of questioning. And spoiler alert.
Thank you so much for your request. It has been heard, responded to. Senator Padilla,
There will be no cross-examination. The witness shall be allowed to lie, and no one will ask.
I think I have the floor.
You asked for, was there going to be another round of questions?
Point of order. Your
answer is no.
That we can't have a second round, that the chair can allow a witness, after we're finished with cross-examination, go on at length change her testimony, potentially perjure herself. We're not allowed to cross-examine in a second round of questioning, which we do all the time.
The answer is no, Senator Kennedy.
I can't, and you now ask for a roll call vote to appeal your ruling.
Madam
You
Chair,
say I can't do that.
no, you cannot.
So, Senator Kennedy, not one to let something slide, immediately asked for more time to press Netburn. His argument? She changed her testimony, live, and they deserved a chance to cross-examine. Seems fair, right? But Chairwoman Durbin and other Democrats were having it. The gavel came down. No second round, no roll call vote, just a flat no. And that's when Kennedy dropped the gloves. "You're afraid of the answer," he said. "This is a cover-up." And honestly, the tension in the room could have cut steel. Here's where things hit viral territory. Kennedy appealed the ruling. He demanded a vote. He accused Judge Netburn of saying she directly contradicted her own written statements. And just when you thought it couldn't get more heated, other senators jumped in. Some accused Kennedy and Cruz of the witness. Others said the judge showed comportment and would make a damn good judge. All the while, Kennedy kept hammering the same question. Now, if you're watching and thinking it gets even better, this is the kind of coverage you won't get from the mainstream. I break it down, unfiltered.